There is a cultural clash happening on RedNote between the Chinese users that were already there and the new American users that are getting there, and you have got to see it. Guys, I just have to share with you some of my favorite memes and moments so far from the migration from TikTok to RedNote, aka Xiaohongshu, aka Little Red Book that everybody is talking about, right? It is the more Chinese app. Does not have an American side to it. It is just a Chinese app with Chinese-speaking users, although they may be all over the world. And now a bunch of people have came there. And it's just hilarious. I mean, you have to understand that as a Chinese-American content creator who has made, first of all, content about all subcultures, anywhere from basketball to sneakers to rap, and then also to Asian cultures, and specifically Chinese culture, it's hilarious to me. So, man, you guys got to check out some of these moments and tell me what you think, and maybe you guys find it as funny as I do. But anyways, let's play clip.
你好，我的名字是 Tally. I'm already learning over there. I don't feel no type of way about the TikTok ban. I'm already a Chinese citizen. I'm trying to get up in there. They already done lied and tricked us, telling us China did this, China did that. We walked over there, China said, hey, y'all. They was over there like, let me teach y'all my language so y'all can get into it. Now, I was a little nervous at first, but now we all on Xiaohongshu. We all over there on that RedNote app. It's real cool over there. But I still like TikTok because that man, he really fought for us. I ain't never seen a Chinese man fight for us a day like that in my life. Never. So I'm gonna be having fun over there. They just mad because we learning so much. Y'all keep tricking us. Y'all already told us Africa look like the slums. Africa is beautiful. Y'all done told us Chinese people, they are enemies. They happy to see us. They said we was their enemies the whole time. So basically, we've been getting played in America. They thought they was gonna take away an app that's owned by a man that's in China, and we was just gonna accept that. Nah, we done packed up our bags and we done moved over there to a real Chinese app, and then now they finna take all our data. Oh, when they take my data, they gonna see a lot of XXX on there. They gonna judge me real bad, but we ain't really got nothing to hide because what are they gonna find from Americans? Well, from using iPhones, we don't even know what's going on over here. We done got lied to our whole life. Now we woke. Now they mad. Now they trying to extend the ban because now they like, oh, no, they done went on the Chinese app for real. Nah, we good over there. We good. We chilling. We cool. I don't feel away. Y'all going around interviewing everybody about their little app stuff. TikTok. That's cool. I'm gonna find me a boyfriend over there. I'm gonna get like 2 or 3. I gotta learn more about the culture. I gotta learn Mandarin. All I know how to say is ni hao, and the other thing I said what means is shu. My name is. I learned how to say that. Hopefully they got a Starbucks over there. When I'm done with this court case, I'm moving over there too. Or I'm gonna be. Hopefully they ain't all short like America try to make them. I need me a tall one. But we gonna get on here and I'm gonna act right. You ready? I'm gonna act right so they can invite us over. My name's Tally over there too. Go follow me. What you mean it's live? Now they're gonna think we ghetto, man.
I mean, come on. Like, I know that she's kind of playing a character, like giving a fake news interview, but it's hilarious, the things she said, and the fact that she did learn some minimal Chinese for the role. I give her credit. Also, there was this joke. This guy made this thing about dropping subliminal messages. It's kind of sarcastic, but this is a pretty funny one too. Roll the clip.
Day 4 of living among the trees. I've defected from the US because of the TikTok ban, and I've been spending all of my time on an even more Chinese app, RedNote. I've learned so much about how great China is. My wife and kids are still American citizens living just below me. It's been tough on our family dynamic, but our love is strong, much like the CCP. Up here I don't have to worry about the laws of the land below, and the Chinese people who have welcomed me on RedNote, I'd like to say, 谢谢你邀请我.
Boom! And then, shout out to Dr. Candice Lynn. I follow her, but she's talking about actual trends, and she's covering some of what's happened in this migration of TikTok refugees. Yes, we call them refugees because their platform has been banned. I don't know. I mean, tomorrow I guess we're going to know, but by the time we upload this video, I'm not talking about whether it should be banned or not. Just Play the clip.
Trends going viral on Xiaohongshu ever since the TikTok migration. Many new users' first post is a picture of their cat writing, "I'm here to pay the cat tax." Chinese netizens make these receipts, certifying the pet photo has been accepted, and the account is authorized to continue activities on RedNote. Americans started to ask netizens to help with their math and Chinese homework. An American asked, "How can I level up my math grades?" A netizen replied, "Shanghai math, our specialty." Chinese and Americans compare their cost of living. An American said every month they pay $450 for insulin and $100 for an insulin pump. A Chinese netizen said they pay less than $40 for 6 months after insurance reimbursement. Someone wrote, a few years ago, Chinese insulin manufacturers tried to enter the US market, but the FDA stopped them. An American replied, even though they know China produces better and cheaper products, big farmers don't want to lose their profits. A Chinese netizen asked, is it true that Americans have to work 2 jobs to survive? Everyone replied yes. An American said, I work 9 to 9 and still can't afford rent or buy a home. An American asked, how much is university tuition in China? A Chinese netizen replied, $1,000 to $2,000 per year. An American said, most universities charge 30 to 70K per year. The best schools can be 90,000 or more. A Chinese citizen said, unable to afford college doesn't exist in China. You can get a college degree without taking out loans or asking your parents for money. In China, the best universities are public and the cheapest. As long as you get admitted, the country will assist you. A Chinese citizen realized, after reading these comments, it seems student loans and mortgage are important means for the US government to keep their people in check.
And now this happened. I thought it was interesting because this is an actual kid in China who has done his hair in an afro, which you can, if you prep it enough, even Asian straight hair, yes, it can look like an afro if you do the right curls and all that stuff. And he's having an interaction with, I guess, Black Americans. It's also funny, man. Now listen, whatever you think about hairstyles being appropriated or if they're borrowed or it's just sharing culture or whatever it is, obviously his hairstyle is inspired by Black people. That's, you know, I'm sure he would admit that. But whether you think it's right or wrong, come on, that clip is hilarious. That clip is so funny. And usually, by the way, I will say this, when Chinese people do that to their hair, I don't think they mean in any obviously malicious way. They're just trying to partake in it. But it definitely does look interesting. It's a cultural exchange, if you will. And then this clip from this guy, I don't know if he's being serious or not, but he's like being very serious about migrating to RedNote. And you just got to watch it.
If you're going over to RedNote, remember, that's not our home. TikTok is our home. That's great. But TikTok's being shut down. We are refugees. We are going over to RedNote. If that's where we're going over to RedNote. We need to be respectful. We need to make sure that we recognize their culture and we need to fit into their culture. We're not there to make the place over. We're there to fit into the culture that already exists. Please don't screw this up. We're just visitors and people on RedNote are being real nice and letting us in, but it's not our home, it's theirs.
Boom. And then finally, this person, this lady comes in with some, I guess, words of wisdom or warning about how you can get banned on RedNote, because it's true that RedNote's guidelines are stricter than TikTok's, way stricter than TikTok, by the way, because obviously China is no stranger to censoring material and keeping things a little bit more wholesome. Obviously, putting a limit on what you can talk about, whether it's politics and, you know, sexual stuff, which obviously is allowed on TikTok. But anyways, listen to what she had to say.
8 ways on how you can get banned on RedNote. The top one is you cannot be talking about politics or the Chinese government. Number 2 is you can't talk about the LGBTQ community or even your opinions on it. The next one is there is absolutely no violence content that you can post on there. Bloody videos or gambling. There can be no sexual content. You can't even look too sexy or too revealing. Add on, there should be no drug content. To add on, drug content is not allowed either. Ooh, the next one is foul language is not allowed. And I know we get carried away on TikTok with that. The next one is pretty obvious, but bullying is not allowed. So that means that you need to be very careful on your words and how you're responding to each other. Your content must be original and you cannot be copying other people or stealing someone's work and posting it as your own. The last one is very, very important. So listen up. You cannot display other logos onto the video, such as the TikTok watermark. If you post it up, you will instantly get denied to post that video. Keep in mind that RedNote is a Chinese-owned app, so they do not have access to freedom of speech the way we do here in America. Their online behavior is monitored very, very closely.
And finally, here are two memes that I saw that I don't know if they come from the migration of Americans to RedNote, aka Xiaohongshu. But anyways, I thought these were hilarious. This one guy does a great Chinese Trump impression. And then this other person points out how the Beijing accent, the northern Chinese accent with the and the rolls, actually is similar to a southern accent with the and the rolls and ha to there, you know. Anyways, play the clip.
我中国，但是我非常想去中国，我爱中国，我爱中国，中国是一个最好的国际，最好的国际。
红脖子像老北京一样招人讨厌，自以为是。Well, 今儿一大早 I was walking around this town trying to find some 爆竹跟豆汁儿 to eat， 但我不知道 if the 饭馆 over yonder was 开门了 or not, since it was so damn early in the morning. But when I got there, 您猜怎么着 It was packed, and I better get in line. So are you telling me the people in this town work this hard on 星期二
So honestly, again, like as a Chinese person and seeing this, even if the cultural exchange has been memeified and it's kind of a joke, but it's also kind of real where people are getting together. Maybe there's some dating involved. Who knows? Maybe an American falls in love with a Chinese, vice versa. I don't know what's happening. Also, I will say this on the Asian male masculinity side, there have been some suspicion that this is good for Asian guys, as now a lot of these Americans who are coming to the Chinese Xiaohongshu are exposed to all these really good-looking Chinese guys who may have not been popping up on their TikTok or Instagram algorithm before. So now a lot of women are making comments about Asian guys. So from an pure Asian guys wanting to be desired standpoint, it's a good thing. Now, are there also drawbacks? Who knows? We'll find out soon enough, but regardless, here are some things that you need to remember. I already made one video about this, and I'm making another one because it's interesting. If RedNote, aka Xiaohongshu, continues to rise in popularity on by American downloads, you better believe that the U.S. government probably will treat it similar to TikTok. Now, obviously, the case against TikTok is much more extensive and researched, and they're making the case that the algorithm has pushed certain things, political statements that go against America, and blah blah blah, all this stuff. So those are accusations on TikTok, by the way. But RedNote, it being more strict, I guess it will or it will not follow the same path as TikTok. But again, it is more of a Chinese app. It is not through a Singaporean subsidiary or whatever like that. They're not trying to hide it. It is owned by Tencent and much more directly by, Chinese, has more connections to the Chinese government. So I think if it gets popular enough, the American government will treat it like TikTok. But yeah, also RedNote, I talked to a Chinese friend, and he said that he thinks RedNote is going to split the audience into an American side and a Chinese side if the American side gets big enough, because there is some incentive that maybe the Chinese government doesn't want this to be such a free cultural exchange between Americans and Chinese, or that the Chinese government is going to monitor those exchanges so much more closer, or that maybe like the organization that's monitoring like social media behavior maybe has trouble monitoring the English side. Maybe they expand their English department or something like that. I don't know, but you have to understand, like the Chinese, as long as people are interacting, the Chinese are aware of it and they're looking over it, right? So yeah, WeChat has an American WeChat. And just like there's a Weibo that is, Weibo, as you guys know, that was like the original like Chinese version of Twitter. They have a Chinese Weibo that you download from the app stores in China. And then you have the international Weibo, which is the one that's available off the American app store, right? And yeah, I mean, you guys let me know if you find this as interesting as I do. There are so many things coming from this, so many memes. Will it last? Will it grow bigger into a trend? Is this just a short thing? Will TikTok actually come back? Is it maybe just going to get banned for a little while and then unbanned? Right? I don't know. But it looks like it's going to get banned. I guess we're hours away from finding out. But anyways, guys, I just got to reiterate that the reason why I made 2 videos about this in a row is because I find it hilarious. I have not seen such hilarious Chinese memes because it's a different lens. It's Americans now stepping into a different world, you know, like almost like it's just a fish out of water type situation where now all these Americans have all these like new perspectives. And especially when you talk about like particularly maybe Black American culture, it stands out in China. You know what I mean? Even though some Chinese kids are into it over there, it's like literally very different than traditional Chinese culture here. So it's just funny. I don't know. It's like, is there some Rush Hour, Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker elements? Yes. Yes, it is just, I don't know. It's just this cultural clash and they're meshing and in an endearing, funny way. And there's all these jokes about Chinese spies. It's a moment. It's a moment. I'm enjoying the moment, but I really don't know what's going to happen. So anyways, I hope you enjoy those clips and let me know what you thought. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.